Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all well. And these girls here have done exceptionally well. As you can see, the money's gone up. Yesterday evening, I just sat down, just went to watch TV, and I got a message pinged up to say that these are ready to sell. So we did. The price wasn't great. I think the price was even lower than the last time we sold them, but you know, that was still a good amount. It was still about over £30,000 and more in price for selling them, so that was excellent. Just running around, getting a bit of exercise in while I get my beasties sorted. And we'll take Nate out soon. You will have seen from yesterday's video that the first soybean field, field 24, became ready for harvest. So we did get that done last night, and then I fertilised, so it will need ploughed, cultivated and sown today, which we plan to do. We need to have a look at our grapes to see if I can get a second fertilisation on there. Should be quite good to do. The sheep are producing quite a bit of wool still. Not a bit of time yet before we have to sell that again. Let's just have a look where we're at. Oh well. Some of them are saying, oh yeah, I think you got a second stage fertilisation, but you did not, so yeah. Okay, let's have a look at the map and see where we are in terms of growth. Yeah, but I think that's roughly the same. Let's just kind of bring this over here. I might see if I can get a fertilisation stage on there or not. It may need to go to the next growth stage, but I'm just thinking the next growth stage might be ready for harvest. Okay. So we're getting closer to our target of being able to afford to buy another plot of land so that we can start to have a farmyard. Right, so what I'll do is I'll have a quick look to see if this is going to take. If I go on to this bit, turn off the ploughing because I can't see. Okay, let's see if this will take at all. Let's just do a bit and then stop, and I've gone completely squinty as I'm trying to. Did it make a difference? No, so it's not ready to take another fertilizer stage yet. Okay. Driving's awful. Right, let's just drop this off and then we'll go and grab our plough, which is up by the field. As I say, we'll maybe do the ploughing, come back, take the net out, and then we'll go and get the cultivating done. Yesterday, yeah, when we were doing the cultivating up at the other field, I'm thinking this is going really slow, and I realised that our cultivator needed a bit of TLC, so we popped over to the garage at the shop, and yeah, it did definitely go a bit quicker after that. We took on another sowing contract for field 28, one of the big fields. We thought, sometime I'm going to show you there, you probably can see it just out the side there. We thought it's a big sowing machine but quite a small capacity for seed. We thought that's fine, we've got our auger thing there, and yeah, it ran out of seed, but then when we took the auger down, because the auger's so small, yeah, the pipe couldn't reach, so I couldn't fill it from the auger, so yeah, that was a bit of a pain, so we had to just get the helper to buy seed, because I didn't want to take it all the way back. Now, yes, this is new. I think I've mentioned before how wonderful the people in stores are, and I was looking for a larger seeder, as you know, and this one is pretty much twice the size of the one previously in terms of what it will sow. It doesn't have the tramline things though, so I'll need to kind of be careful when I'm sewing it how to get it in a straight line. But yeah, it's looking it's really good. I think it's going to get us sewing twice as fast, all going well, and that's a good thing really, given that we've got two fields. And the even better thing about this, whilst the cultivator we had was over 13,000 new, this one's only six. This is only $6,000, which is less than half of what the other one cost. This one can also take fertilizer. It does have a smaller capacity for seed because it also takes fertilizer, I guess, but I don't have any fertilizer in it currently. I'm not going to put fertilizer in it just yet, because I don't have, because I say it's got quite a low capacity and I don't have a means of, I haven't got another auger with fertilizer in it, and I'd have to empty this one and it's too much hassle, so I'm just going to carry on using the method we have been for fertilising, just wait until it germinates again. So yeah, so that should hopefully speed up our sewing, and we will try that later on today. But first things first, we've got to find the plough. Yeah. So I sold off part exchange. I said part exchange for the other one, for that one, but I got 9,000 for the other when we sold the other one, which, so we ended up coming out over £3,000 in profit if we bought that one as well, because it's only six. So it's great. Stores have done such a great job of finding us equipment that we need, and at really good prices as well. It's just been really great. So, as I say, this has had one fertiliser stage put on it, and so we just need to get it ploughed, cultivated, and it'll be ready for sowing. So good. Yeah. We still got, even though the bit of a hassle we having the seed, and then I just had to get the worker to buy the seed in for us because it was just simpler that way. Although it does cost us more money, we still made a reasonable amount on sowing that field down there and subcontracting. Even with subcontracting it out, I did start it off myself, just to get the tram line in, and then once that was done, we just subcontracted it, and it was fine. And that allowed us to go and make sure we got Nate taken out as well for his run, which we did. Oops, so that was good too. Obviously, as you can see, I still can't drive in a straight line. And then having the eggs become ready last night was just a bonus, but we kind of knew that they weren't too far off, so yeah. So we just nipped up to the stores, leased the trailer, and got the eggs sold because we didn't want to wait till this morning, mainly because, you know, that would mean they wouldn't have been able to produce any more until I'd sold those off. So, and given the amount of money we're making off eggs currently, I want them to just be continuously producing. So it's all good. I'm trying to think what else from yesterday, if there was something else to tell you, but I think that's mostly it. I think that mostly brings us, up to date. Now this is also running, and this is a 10-mile-an-hour machine, and this is running a little bit slow. So when I get to the end of this row, I'm going to pop down to our toolbox and check to see if this needs a bit of maintenance as well. There's one thing we don't want is having a machinery running slowly, because that time is, you know, as has often been said, money, especially on a farm. So yeah, right, yeah, it's starting to run a bit slow, so I think it's probably going to need a bit of maintenance. So let's just pop down to our little toolbox, and well, we're down there, we'll give it a quick clean and then just do a bit of maintenance on it. I'll just lower this off and drop it here, and drive forward out the way. Hopefully that'll let me get that sorted. So just give it a quick wash. I know we're just about to get it all dirty again, but keeping the tools clean I think also helps reduce our maintenance costs overall. There we go. It's not looking too bad, so let's just see. Yeah, definitely needs repairing. There we go. Not too expensive. And back in our tractor. And take us back and carry on with our ploughing. I'm just wondering if there's a harvest contract available for that field. Am I right? But to be honest with you, we're going to be quite busy with our own field today, so maybe take a look at contracts later if we get a bit of time. So I think what we'll do here is a bit of time lapse, I guess, because it's going to get a bit boring for you watching me drive badly over this field. So I'll just stop talking when we get. I'll just wait till I get to the end of this bit, I think. switch off my mic and time lapse this, and possibly, I suspect, we'll also time lapse the cultivating, and then, oops, lifted it too early again, and then when we get to sowing with our new seeder, then we'll come back to see how that goes in normal time. So, with that, we will speak to you in a bit. Right, there we go, ready for sowing. There was a message popped up there a minute ago to say that there was great demand at the grain mill, I think it was. But I don't think we've got soya in store from yesterday. The white grape prices are pretty low at the moment. I suspect that we will, okay, it's for sugarcane which we've not grown, but we'd like to at some point. I didn't look at prices yet. There's prices for, oh, they're going up the prices for soya. That's good. That's not bad. We'll see where that goes to. So we might sell some soya later. I think this field might become ready for harvest some point today as well, so we'll keep an eye on that. But for now, we are going to try out our new sewing machine for the first time and see if I can do it myself or whether I'm going to end up contracting it out. It's a good possibility. Right, let's see then. To just get it lined up You first need to unfold. Okay. Are we there? Okay. Alright, fingers crossed everybody. This machine does have the ability so that you can add others to it and thereby adding to the width that you can sow. I think it's quite a clever concept, but at the moment for us one is enough. And I think that's because of that concept, that's why it doesn't have the things to allow you to put in sort of lines for sewing as the others do. So I'm really just going to have to just keep an eye on things as best I can. So as you can see, we're sewing some canola oil to drape in here, and we'll do that as well for the other field once it's harvested. So for now I think I'm going to keep the two fields, you know, going with the same crop. I'd still like to get a planter, so it would be nice to be able to do sunflowers and such. I have no interest in doing any cereal crops at the moment. Which is why I end up sticking just with the canola and soya, which isn't a great rotation, but it's we've got for now. But I think if we got did I leave a gap there? I think if we get a planter, then we can then look at doing also corn and sunflowers. Maybe, just maybe, if we can afford it, we might do cotton at some point, at least once, and maybe just hire the equipment. It still seems to be an issue with the contracts and cotton on this map, unfortunately. Every time I have a look to see when I'm seeing cotton being ready to harvest in other fields, it's still offering an actual sowing contract for those fields rather than harvest ones. So it's a bit unfortunate. Yeah, I can see I've got a gap up there. I'm going to just get to the end of the show. I'll quickly go and over that gap. I'm not going very straight, which is not helping, but yeah. Lift, come around here and just do this little gap because we do need to maximise our yield in order to maximise our profit. So I may get a worker to I may contract the sowing of the other field out. But, yeah, we'll see. Because I quite like sowing as well. I'm just not, without the little lines to guide me, I'm not so great at it. But I mean, for value for money, I mean, you can't beat this harvester, this sower, seeder, whatever you want to call it. Really, it's definitely get value for money from it. Let's see, it should make sowing twice as fast because it's, you know, I can get twice as much in here. Twice, because I've got twice the width, I should say, than the previous harvester. So I think I'll just go and lie down again. Right, let's see if I can kind of, I'm going to try and straighten this out a little bit. To see if that helps me. Right. So I'm trying to keep you the right hand wheel of the seeder, you know, just on the previous sewing bit, because I think that's going to help give me 100% coverage, but also maybe help me to start getting into a straight line of sorts, although I wouldn't bet on it. The line was slightly straighter than the last one, so, you know, it's just this here. So we'll try again. I think I'll... Ooh, did I miss a bit? Yeah. Sorry, I'm just gonna go get this now while I'm here. It's not going to be bonny, I gotta say, but it needs done. Right, here we go. And this isn't a direct drill either, so it's all good. The day I am recording this is the day that PlayStation 5 launch. Unfortunately, I haven't managed to get one yet, although I do hope to not have to wait too long before I can get my hands on one, but certainly I think I came close to getting one, but then there was an issue with getting connected, and so it's gone by the time I got back onto it again, unfortunately. And the other thing, of course, is it's so many places in the UK, which is where I'm based, when I'm not here in America. Yeah, they're started the Black Friday stuff early, so yeah, it's like queues to get onto some of the sites. It's mad. It's just unfortunate. So that coincided with the launch of PlayStation, which has meant that connecting to sites can be a bit more trickier because of the greater demand on them. But I will get hold of one eventually, and then we'll move to PlayStation 5. Right. We're getting there. I'll tell you what, we'll pause it for now, and we will come back to you in a little bit. So I'm going to go up and grab hold of the weeder that's been harvested. We'll just quickly drive over here and weed the part of the field that's got weeds, because the only part that got weeds was the part we'd already sown just as it started coming through. The rest of it as yet doesn't have weeds, but it's likely to get them this evening, later this evening I would expect. So this is a quick job that we'll just squeeze in here. You can see where we'd gotten to with our sowing when the time they came in, so it's okay though. It just means that later there's not going to be as much weeding to do when the rest of them come through. It'll likely be after the crops have germinated. But I quite like doing it at this point when they're like this, because it's easier to see exactly where these little weeds are. Which means that I can then weed them far more easily. You can see the action of this time, just to make sure that I get only weeds. You can just imagine it's just pulling them out the ground. I think I probably went a bit squint, but no matter. So it's all good. We'll get this done now, and then we're going to go and take Nate out for a run. And after that we'll see what other jobs we're looking to be getting done today on our farm. So the other thing I've been hearing is that there's been a bit of land sold up, not, I think just kind of opposite stores type area. I'm not exactly sure where, but it's been sold off for a bit of, it's a small property development, I think it is. I don't think it's going to be a particularly large one. So that's going to be interesting to see what goes on there. So I think the people at stores were saying that they expect work to start today or tomorrow. It's not going to affect them too much, except that they might just have a little bit more traffic on that bit of the road where the sale point is for fertiliser and seeds, etc. But other than that, they reckon that it would be grand. If they get some houses, you know, even if they get just a few houses put there, or just a couple of houses put there, whatever they decide to do, and it would be quite good then for me to start thinking about getting someone else to come and work full time here on the farm with me. Although, not right yet, of course, because we've not really got that much work at the moment, and I'm quite happy to continue doing it. As I say, my plan was to come here and eventually, you know, to take it a bit easier as well. And I just want to get to a point financially where I can do that, and I can just simply pay somebody else to do the bulk of the work. And I can just sort of help out. But actually it's also working out just right now, just contracting out a few jobs here and there, you know. That works quite well too. The system that they have here is really quite handy for that. And it works, as you know, it works both ways. I mean, I'll take contracts on as well as putting up contracts of my own, so it's all good. So you can see these weeds disappearing under this mechanical weeder. A couple more passes and then that'll be it. We'll wait till this field germinates before we put on another stage of fertiliser. I'm still waiting for that field to become ready. The price for soybeans is really quite good at the moment, but I'm thinking, yeah, I could do with selling what's in my silo. However, as you know, my trailer doesn't work with that sale point, so I'd have to get another trailer in, so I may just wait until the second field's harvested and see what the prices are then. If they're still roughly where they are now, then I'll just hire the trailer and get it sold. If they drop, well, we'll just keep a hold of it again. I mean, it would be nice to get the money because, you know, I feel that I'm getting close to having enough money to buy the next plot of land so that we can begin to, you know, get that much needed farm up and running. So yeah, but it's not disastrous to not have it. I need to go and download some more music, I think, because I've pretty much used what I currently have at least once, so I like to try and find some fresh music from my time lapses and stuff. It's just, I mean, there's a couple that I've kind of kept because I really like them, a couple of favourites, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that they will make more than one appearance on my videos. Right, one last row, I guess, and then we can go and take Nate out, and that will probably be us recording done for today. I'll try and remember, if we do end up doing the harvest, I'll try and remember and take a couple of screenshots as I did last night. But it is a good probability that it will. If we have a quick look at this here, it is, if we sort of bring this over, it is in that dark green stage. So yeah, it's not far off of getting to be ready for harvesting. So this is 7 miles an hour is the speed of this thing, unfortunately. Can't get it any faster. I'm not sure if the others are any quicker either, actually. I've not really paid much attention to them because, well, I couldn't afford them, so yeah, you probably look at them again, given just the size of the fields that we have, and the fact we've only got 2 of them, this is fine. There we go, another job done. Just plonk this somewhere over here. Things just getting randomly dropped here. It would be good actually to try and see if I can get a shed there, right there, because both my fields are there, so the equipment's better off there than what it would be in my farmyard. But I'm not sure how easy it would be to landscape that bit. Right, I'm just going to put my tractor here. And then we'll go take Nate out. Right, let's get Nate all cleaned up. There we go. We had a really good run. Really good run. So, we're just about out of time for recording. And at the moment there's not much happening around the farm because we're waiting for the other soybean field to become ready for harvesting and to see if we can get another fertilization stage on these last 2 plots before these are also ready for harvesting, and I'm not sure that we will, because they've gone quite quickly from harvest to almost being ready for the next harvest. So, but we'll see. I will definitely try, and maybe later today, if we get another growth stage out of these, I'm hoping that we'll get one more growth stage before harvest, and then still get a chance to get the second stage of fertilizer on these to maximise our yield. But the chickens are definitely the star of the show in the last 24 hours with the money that they've brought in, and the speed at which they are producing is just great. I'll take a look at the sheep in a moment, just before I say cheerio. We'll just do it through the menu. So we're up to 14 sheep, so 4 more than we first started with. I mean, this can hold 120. I don't know. I mean, they will speed up production and reproduction rate as the numbers increase, as you would expect. But the reproduction rate is still, as you can see, quite low. It's something almost like 70 hours between one sheep and the next. But so it's a possibility that we maybe once we move them, we'll look at the possibility of getting ourselves some more. But certainly we're going to get another animal later today, and then we'll see how that is. We'll see where we're at when we're ready to move them. Right, and so I will definitely say thank you for watching. I'll update you tomorrow as to anything that's happened here. I'll probably go and have a look at contracts now and see what there is for us to do that way. And then, yeah, we'll catch you tomorrow. Hopefully, all going well. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now, everybody.